We're back. I know it's been a few months since the series ended. I'm actually recording this in August, but I have a bit of, well, I might put this up earlier, but the schedule right now is you would see this in like in October. But here is the 2024 R1250GS Adventure. And in this video, I'm gonna try to walk you through everything. And it's still dirty. It still has a bit of Alaska and Innovic on it. I'm gonna walk you through the bike's modifications. You know, what didn't work, what's coming off the bike, what needs to be repaired. And it's not like all this stuff is crap. There's mosquitoes in here, so I'm kind of a little bit annoyed about that. It's not that this stuff is crap. It's not poorly made. I got really quality stuff, but you know, over 12,000 miles, stuff breaks. 12,000 miles of really hard riding every single day for a month. And so I just wanted to like start off with hi, still here, but let's unhinge from the tripod. And I'm going to walk you through the bike, and we're going to go through all this fun stuff that's broken. Okay, so yeah, it's still a current model year bike. Doesn't look like it, but it's still a current model year bike. And I'm going to move from like front to back here, move the whole bike. There's a lot of shit on here. You know, I think I did the math. I think it's like 17 grand in Farkles were installed in this before I left. I didn't pay 17 grand. I got stuff through sponsorship deals. I also moved half the stuff over from my old bike. And so total out-of-pocket cost for the build was about $4,500 was what I paid out of pocket. So not too bad at all. And then I spent, you know, 4 to 5 grand on the trip itself. So not too bad. Okay, so first of all, the Moto Z tires, where are they? Well, now we're running Michelin Anarchy Adventures. Those tires lasted me, the rear lasted 8,500 miles and did really well. Didn't have to fix any flats. I have yet in 10 years of riding had a flat tire on a motorcycle. 100,000 miles plus, no flat tires. And so I've been carrying a flat tire repair kit with me for years and roadside insurance. Never had to use it. And so, I don't know, maybe I just stopped carrying a tire inflator with me because it just takes a lot of unnecessary space. So 8,500 miles on that rear tire. The front one was fine, but I like replacing tires in pairs. So in Montana at Big Sky Motorsports, I replaced the tires. I think 8,500 miles on solid knobbies was great. And I talk about the tires in a separate video if people actually are interested in that, but no complaints. Broken stuff on the front. Let's look through this here. We have some pretty scratched up wheels. The steering stabilizer is good. I don't see any frayed wires or anything like that. Frayed knots. I don't see any bolts coming out of the radiator. So we're good there. Radiator guards. Horn is intact. The front shock was good. No issues with the front shock. No issues with the wiring at all. Everything basically did okay. I will say though, the lights. So the current issue I had this since the install. You can actually see how these lights are not even on the bottom anymore. The center piece of the Dixies, where the Darla lights up, does not light up. We tried to troubleshoot it at the rally. Clearwater said I probably need a new wiring harness. It's a custom job. This is not a normal installation. So they made this wiring harness for me. And anyway, I never could get it working, even on high beam, low beam, flash to pass, none of it works. So I have 3 lights on each side that are not lit up. It's fine. But I did have issues with just these coming loose. These are really heavy lights. And so the pivot joint on the rear here underneath was really loose. So I ended up, on the other side, I ended up zip tying the light to, you can see right there, zip tying the light to the crash bar just to keep it from falling down. And it held up for, you know, another 7,000 miles. On the back side of these, did we scratch up our radiator panel fin? We probably did. This is touching here. That's touching there. So it definitely routed a little bit of aluminum away. Same on the other side. No, it's actually much better installation, Adam. So I got to move this forward a little bit. I'm taking stock from my own stock too. This all worked fine. This, despite having the V-Stream steering stabilizing bracket there, this still kept, these T25s kept wanting to back out. And so I need to just figure out what's going on, because this is the exact same windscreen and windscreen, you know, style of the R1200 GSA, but for some reason this one I kept having to tighten up multiple times on the trip. Garmin Zumo XT, still a piece of shit. The Zumo XT, sorry, this is the 2. The XT always crashed on me. The XT2 also crashes on me about 2 or 3 times per day. Never at a time where I was missing a turn, but man, it was annoying. That crashed constantly. There is no single navigation system that is reliable, even phones. So I don't really know what to tell you. I can't recommend it, but I also can't make an alternative recommendation. Fins are good. Oh yeah, so Ram changed the way their balls are designed, and you can see here how this is, you know, compressed. These balls are a different style. So they used to make them, where are my balls? Let's see. I had some spare balls over here somewhere. I thought I did. I just threw them out a few minutes ago because I'm neurotic. But I'll use this as an example. They used to, no wait, here we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna replace them with these. They used to, the balls used to be like glued or melted onto the metal, the aluminum stalks. And so this is one piece. What they've done is they've just, these balls are not very strong. So they, the way they're done is kind of loose, and so when you compress them, they stay like that, and they don't push back against your clamp. And so what that means is I had some issues with this, like on really hard off-road riding. This was sliding all the way down here. This was like moving down with the vibration, and you can see here. That's not the Hondo Garage. That's the play that's in here. This used to be a very, very solid mount. And so what I'm thinking is going to happen is, I mean, this is already clamped down with vice grips, but I've got a little bit of wear on that Puig clutch cover, but it's fine. It's just not, you know. Anyway, so there was that problem that I had to keep fussing with when I was off-road riding. And then the Moto Power Puck from Hondo Garage, it severed here. It broke there. It wasn't too tight. It just severed there. It broke there. And so I put this zip tie on to keep it from breaking any further, and that helped the rest of the trip. This happened to 3,000 or 4,000 miles in. Double take mirrors. These are the new V2s. They're filthy, sorry. But, you know, they are more vibratey than the ones they replaced. Everything else is fine, but they do vibrate more than the ones they replaced, so I'd still recommend them, but I'm not thrilled with them. That's all I can really say about that. Advanced handguards are fine. I didn't really, well, I dropped the bike quite a bit. They never broke, so I guess we're good on that. Grip puppies are fine. I think the grip puppies build quality has gone down over the years. I really think they've gotten worse. They come looser faster. I have to replace them more often. The tensileness of these grip puppies aren't as good as it used to be. Nothing over there to report home about, and nothing up here to report home about. Now the my hood tank bag, which is now a 2021 model, so not that old. Probably only 25,000 miles in this. It did break, so the seam tore there. I'll send it to Moskomoto. They're probably going to just give me like a coupon towards a new one. They're probably not going to replace it, but that broke, as well as this broke here. But I still want to replace it with another hood because this is the only tank bag in the world that doesn't get in the way of my stomach, is really easy to use, one-handed operation, and is waterproof. And so it just does it all. It holds my whole SLR in there or my drone in there, and I love it. And it's just a perfect tank bag for that kind of for camera usage. The Alt-Rider crash bars, they're fine. They're great crash bars. They come way too far back on the R1250, and so this is a shin breaker. I think if I have an accident when I hit a car or something, I'm gonna like break my tibia because of these bars. If these bars were not there, I probably would not break my shin, even with boots on. So just note that. Okay, so this zip tie broke on the side stand cover. I replaced it in the field, no big deal. This held up fine, no issues there. These are just really loose. I think I need to call it Black Dog and ask them for new springs. So both sides are see, like that's just super loose. And I'm just not a fan of that. Like if I had my 701 here, I'd show you, but like their pegs don't usually do this. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's not good. No issues back here. None to report, just a really dirty, scratched up wheel. Sergeant seat, no problems. The Black Dog racks, no problems. Rotopax rack, perfectly fine. Let's go to the other side real quick. We're getting there. Rear shock was fine. I actually never used the entire, just for testing one day, I was fully loaded up and I set the suspension to max, and it actually had a little bit more preload left in it, which is great. That means that I am right on the money as far as this spring size for my size and weight and my load. Now, if I had a 2-up situation, I would need a larger spring, but this is exactly within my range. It rides just above the low when it's just me by myself and no luggage, no boxes, and then it rides just below the high when I'm in full touring mode. So it's riding that range where I like to, not min or max on the preload. X heads didn't really, I mean, they're fine. No problems with X heads. Crash bars are fine. Again, oh, is this circlip broken? I think it is. I have an ingrown toenail removed yesterday, so I'm kind of taking it easy. Nope, the circlip's still in there. So it's just, this is backed out a little bit, which is fine. I can just push that back in with my finger. Acura exhaust, fine, loud. I get like a mild, I've had my ears checked many times, but I get a mild tinnitus from this exhaust specifically. I got it on the last one as well. So my R1250GS with the Acura exhaust. It sounds great around town. I love it, but about an hour 6 or 7 on the motorcycle with earplugs in, the tone of this exhaust makes my ears ring. And it only happens after a few hours. No matter how much ear protection I use, it still happens. Always in that like interstate speed range. And so I love it for like day trips. I do not love it for touring. But that was the problem with my 1200 GSA too, and I replaced it with the same one. So obviously I was, you know, shame on me the first time, or shame on you the first time, shame on me the second time. No issues with the Clearwater Billy brake light. Everything's fine back there. So, you know, I think that relatively good on the modifications. The only complaint I have is with the boxes, and I don't want Jesse Luggage to watch this and be like, well, screw you. This is like my 4th set of Jesse boxes. I love these things. They're big, they're strong, they look great, they're red. You know, I love the thing for red boxes. And I made that video over my trip about wanting to find a better box. I mean what I said. I think that there are things I would do differently. But here's what I'll say about these boxes. These are the GS Pros. They mount up to the GSA racks. You should buy them. They're really nice. And they're working at the kinks, I think. These are the first version they ever made. But I've just got issues where you see here I had to put some like double-sided tape on these arms on both sides in order to keep them from rattling. They were rattling like crazy. Double-sided tape helped that rattle a lot. You'll see that I lost some locking nuts on my trip as well. They came out, probably user error. You'll notice over here that I've got it closed right now, but there is a, this keeps backing out. It's backed almost all the way out, and so I keep putting that back in, but I can't tighten all the way down because this won't move. I tighten all the way down. That keeps happening, and I can't really show you here, or can I? Well, these just keep getting looser and looser. This is all bent on the inside now, just from, this was not dropped on this side. It was not, you know, this is just normal weight. This just keeps pulling away. I think this needs more reinforcement on the back to keep that like more solid against the edge there. No leaks on this trip, but the big one happened when I dropped it at like 0 miles an hour on some rocks on the Continental Divide. You can see here, this is compressed into the thing on that side. You can see that massive dent over there. That massive Harvey dent. It's pretty serious. It's a big old hip sticking out there, and this one too has become loose. And you can see how it hangs a little bit low on that right side. And the biggest complaint I have, and this is completely user error because they sell 8-inch boxes, not of these, but they sell 8-inch boxes of the Challengers. These are 10-inch boxes. And so when you look straight down the bike, well, the boxes are going to hit before the crash bars hit. They're going to take a lot of abuse. And they did. I'm not switching to soft, well, I I'm going to order some soft luggage for different reasons, but I'm not like giving up on hard boxes. I had to fiddle with these more than I wanted to, if that makes sense. These were not, there's no other modification to this bike that required as much fiddling as those boxes did. And so just thinking out loud here, and I'm almost done with the video, I just don't want to fiddle. And if that means, carrying more luggage up top and running narrower boxes, I just think Jessie Luggage has gotten to where it's a excellent touring box, but the size of them, and again, user owned. I bought these in this size, but I don't know. And I did in sand that very first day on the Utah BDR when I sprained my ankle. My ankle did roll into these boxes. I put my left leg down and my ankle went like this way and backwards and then caught into the box. And it hurt like hell, and I was fine. It was sprained or strained. But the counterpart is, okay, I would have ran, I'm going to put this down here for a second. If I had been running the Moscow Moto Backcountry 35s, I wouldn't have had as much confidence in them protecting my camera gear, my laptop. I love hard boxes because they protect the contents inside, both being lockable. Oh, they also don't lock. You can lock these and just open the thing right up. It's been a problem. All 4 of those latches have been looked over by Jessie and they keep opening. So you can lock them, but then you just, like, I'm not talking about like with a pry bar, I'm talking about you literally just grab them and open them. So hard boxes are lockable, they protect the contents inside better, they're form-fitted, you know how much space you have having to stretch the nylon of like a soft bag. But I am, anyway, I'm exploring other options on hard luggage in the moment. That's all I'll say. And unfortunately, it probably won't be red. Okay, everyone. So I think we did pretty good. I don't have any major issues. Going through this bike is going to be, other than luggage, a few $100s to replace the tank bag, get some bolts replaced and some zip ties and stuff. But, maybe some grommets for that windscreen. But yeah, we're in a good place. And I'm still 1,000 miles away from my 12,000 mile service. No, like 200 miles away. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that. Like 200 miles away from my 12,000 mile service. So we'll be doing the valve check soon and final drive oil soon. But I'm really happy with the bike, how it did. It's heavy, but it was a perfect bike for this trip. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next one.